Hello, Justin Boyd, Liberty University, History 701. We're going to be covering historical literacy. So if I were to explain to a group of persons that might want to know more about the founding and its meaning and the independence of the country and its meaning, there's two books and or persons that I would use for this. The first would be John Winthrop's A City Upon a Hill. So, city upon a hill is a phrase from John Winthrop's sermon, A Model of Christian Charity. In the sermon, Winthrop urged the Puritans to build a godly society in the New World that would serve as a model for others to follow. The phrase city upon a hill has been used to describe the United States, representing its exceptionalism, natural rights, and constitutional government. So, the city upon a hill, it was delivered in 1630. It urged the Puritans to build a godly society in the New World, described as New Colony as a city upon a hill visible for the world. Their sins would be on display and accountable for their actions. Believed in communal living, the rich would aid the poor. They believed their purpose was working towards civic virtue, having a just government, and a strive for a common good. So this is one thing that unfortunately I feel like we've gone far from, but that was the founding, and that's what it was founded on. Basically, it was if you were to create a society on the Bible, that was kind of what they wanted. If you were to take the New Testament and create a society, that was kind of John Winthrop's goal. And the next would be Thomas Paine's Common Sense. So Thomas Paine's Common Sense was a pamphlet that was published in 1776 that called for the American independence from Great Britain. The pamphlet was a major influence in the American Revolution and helped unite the colonists in their fight for independence. It appealed to the common people. He wanted to use morals and political arguments to encourage people to form a new form of governance. So it was published in January 1776. Called for the independence from Great Britain. British rule was the cause for many problems in the colonies at the time for many reasons. There could be different aspects of a taxation. There was also other arguments of the Bank of England. As soon as that started to where it was almost as if England had a monopoly on how they would do things, to where the trade would just go from the colonies to England and England could disperse it as needed. So the individuals that created the product only had one individual to sell it to. And so they only had a ceiling as to how much money they would make, whereas the individuals that took the raw materials and goods from the British colonies were able to reap the benefits tenfold of what the individuals of the British colonies can make. The colonies should create a new government where people had the power to rule themselves. The government should be accountable for the people. And this influenced the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Unfortunately, I feel like we've gone far from this. We're not even close to being how this is and how it used to be. And I always wonder what the founding fathers would think if they would see what we evolved into. They would think King George III was a saint compared to what we have now. And last, the sources are provided, and I will also place them on the board so that everyone can look at them. All right, thank you for your time.